Hey guys, Sean here. Today I'll be profiling my Red Archfiend Centur-Ion deck. I've been really into Centur-Ion for the past few months, but Red Archfiend has always been one of my favourite decks, so I decided to combine them both, and the end result is really cool. This deck can produce some insane combos. Red Archfiend already made some really cool boards, but with the addition of the Centur-Ion stuff, this deck goes absolutely crazy, so I'm really excited to show it off. So without further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with 3 copies of your Soul Resonator, your main 1-card starter in the deck. On normal or special summon, searches you any level 4 or lower Fiend monster, which is basically all of your Resonator monsters and like your extenders in the deck. So this pretty much searches you any monster, which is just fantastic. It's a level 3 tuner, so very important for your synchro plays. And it has a really cool additional effect where if your monsters will be destroyed and you control a Red Archfiend monster, you can banish this from the graveyard to prevent your opponent from destroying your cards. So, fantastic card in the deck. We have a lot of different ways to search this, but we definitely maxed it out at 3 copies. Next up, 1 copy of your Crimson Resonator. This is a level 2 Fiend tuner. You can special summon it from your hand if you control no monsters, but the main use of this card is that if the only other monster you control is a Dark Dragon Synchro, it allows you to special summon 2 Resonator monsters from your deck, which is just insane. This is a really good extender. We only need 1 copy because it's easily searchable, or we can send it to grave and then we can actually bring it back using our Red Rising Dragon, so the 1 copy is all we need. Next up, 2 copies of your Vision Resonator. Another really good extender. If a level 5 or higher dark monster is on the field, so you don't even need to control it, you can special summon this card from your hand. Another level 2 Fiend tuner. And if this card is sent to grave, you can add 1 spell or trap that mentions Red Archfiend from your deck to your hand. So this card does so much, really good extender, and searches you really powerful cards in the deck. We don't need more than 2 copies, so 2 copies of Vision. And for the final Resonator monster, we have 1 copy of Synkron Resonator, level 1 Fiend tuner. So it really helps you go into something like a Hot Red Archfiend Abyss, using a Red Archfiend and this level 1 tuner here. You can special summon it from your hand if you control a synchro, and if it's sent to grave, you can target a Resonator monster in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. So, really cool card, really important for your combos, but we only need the 1 copy. Next up, we have 3 copies of Earthbound Prisoner's Stone Sweeper. You can discard this card from your hand to search any level 3 or lower Fiend tuner monster. So this searches you any one of your Resonators, which is really cool. It has another effect where if you control a field spell, you can just special summon this card from your hand. In regular Red Archfiend, you wouldn't really use that effect because it doesn't run field spells, but because we're running Centurion, we do run the Centurion field spell, so we actually can special summon this card from the hand to get a free level 5 body on the field, which is really good. Just helps you go into pretty much any synchro you want. This on a level 1 makes Red Rising, this on a level 3 makes Red Archfiend, so just a really good card to have in the deck. 3 copies because it searches anything, so I think it's really cool. Next up, 3 copies of your Bone Archfiend, definitely the best extender in the deck. It's a level 4 Fiend, so you can search this off of your Soul Resonator. Whilst in your hand or graveyard, you can send 1 card from your hand or field to the grave to special summon this. And whilst on the field, you can target 1 monster you control, send 1 Fiend tuner monster from your deck to the grave, and you can increase or decrease the level of the monster you target by 1. So this card does so many different things. You can manipulate your levels so you can easily go into whatever synchro you want. A great extender, just a free special summon by getting rid of a card. And it even sends a card from that grave, so you're able to send a Crimson Resonator, or even a Vision Resonator if you want to get the search. This card is just absolutely fantastic, 100% maxed out at 3 copies. Next up, 1 copy of your Red Lotus King, level 3 Fiend. You can special summon this card from your hand if you control a Fiend tuner monster, or if your opponent controls a special summon monster. And when it's special summoned, it will burn your opponent for 400 for each fire monster you control. So that can be a good bit of burn damage, can help you go for OTKs, and can also help you win in time. But its main effect is that if it's used as synchro material, you can send any normal spell from your deck to the graveyard. So in regular Red Archfiend, you'd be sending something like a Red Rain, and then you'd be able to add that card back to your hand by synchro summoning. But in this deck, because we're running the Centurion stuff, we can also send a copy of Centurion Phalanx, which can be really cool in certain situations, can revive a Centurion monster from the grave. So it's cool that this card has the additional benefits when you run it with the Centurion engine, but I think the 1 copy is more than enough, easily searchable, so 1 copy of your Red Lotus King. Next up, 1 copy of your Obsessive Uvualoop, level 4 Fiend tuner. It has 2 different effects. If it's in your hand, you can banish a synchro monster from your field or grave to special summon it. And if it's in your graveyard, you can banish a synchro from your field or grave to add it back to your hand. So This card is just great for like recursion, it keeps coming back. But the main reason this works is because of your combos. You're able to banish some of your synchros and then bring them back off of something like your Bystial Dis Pater. So it's really cool for your combos. Basically just makes the ceiling of your deck so much higher. So the 1 copy of your Obsessive Uvualoop. Next up, 3 copies of Resonator Call. Literally just searches any Resonator monster in the deck, not once per turn. So just pretty much enables all of your combos. Can search you missing extenders as well, so no reason not to max it out. Next up, 3 copies of your Crimson Gaia. You'll mainly be searching this off of your Vision Resonator. So during your main phase, you can add 1 Red Archfiend or 1 card that mentions it from your deck or grave to your hand. So already, this card is fantastic. Every turn, you can just keep getting Red Archfiend cards. Get them from your deck, get them back from the grave, it's just really, really good. If your Red Archfiend declares an attack, you can flip all your opponent's monsters face down, which is really cool with the original Red Archfiend, because if it attacks into a defense position monster, it can just destroy all defense position monsters on the field. And it has the effect where if a monster on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon a Red Archfiend monster from your grave. So this card just does so many different things, it's absolutely crazy. It's a 1 card combo as well because it just searches you your Soul Resonator. So this card just does so much, so definitely run 3 copies. Next up, 1 copy of your Red Zone and 1 copy of your Red Rain. Red Zone can be searched off of Crimson Gaia, or even your Vision Resonator. And what it does is when your opponent activates a card or effect while you control a Red Archfiend or a Synkron monster that mentions it, you can target a card in the field and destroy it. This card is fantastic, it has great synergy with your Crimson Gaia, because if you have both these cards on the field, if Red Zone pops a card, you can special summon a Red Archfiend from your grave. And it has the other effect where you can target one of your banished Dark Dragon Synkron monsters and special summon it. So this is just absolutely fantastic. Great synergy with your Bystials, great synergy with your Red Supernova Dragon, it's just absolutely amazing. And your Red Rain, it cannot be searched, the only way you're going to get this card is by dumping it off of your Flame King, and then adding it back from grave to hand when you Synchro Summon. But its effect is super strong. If you control a level 8 or higher Synchro monster, you can banish all monsters on the field besides the monsters with the highest level. And since we run so many level 12s, we can pretty much banish all of our opponent's monsters, keep our big monsters on the field, and the remaining monsters on the field are unaffected by card effects for the rest of the turn. So an amazing board wipe and really good protection. And as mentioned before, if this card's in your grave and you Synchro Summon a Dark Dragon Synchro, you can add this card from your grave to your hand. So just amazing, 1 copy of each is really good. So that's it for the Red Dragon Archfiend section of the deck. Now we'll move on to the Centur-Ion engine. We have 1 copy of Centur-Ion Primera and 1 copy of Centur-Ion Trudea. We don't need a huge Centur-Ion engine. The Red Dragon Archfiend stuff tends to lock you into Dark Dragon Synchros, so you're really limited in what you can do with your Centur-Ion stuff. So we only need the 1 Trudea and 1 Primera. Primera on summon searches you any Centur-Ion card, and while it's a continuous trap, it can special summon itself. And Trudea's effect lets you place itself and a Centur-Ion monster from your hand or deck into your spell and trap card zone. And like Primera, it can special summon itself from the spell and trap card zone, but it can also change its level. So when it's summoned, you can change its level to level 8. So essentially what you're going to be doing is summoning your Trudea. Trudea places itself and Primera into the spell and trap card zone. Then on your opponent's turn, because they're counted as continuous traps, you're going to special summon both of them on your opponent's turn, and then use your field spell, which allows you to Synchro Summon on your opponent's turn, to Synchro these 2 into a level 12 Synchro. That's the main benefit of running the Centur-Ion engine. If you summon Synchros on your opponent's turn, you're not locked into the restriction of Dark Dragon Synchros. So you can summon stuff like Crimson Dragon, which is a light dragon, which can tag out into any level 12 Synchro, stuff like your Red Supernova Dragon, or even your Cosmic Blazar Dragon. So 1 copy of each is all we need. Next up, 3 copies of your Stand Up Centur-Ion. This is the field spell of the Centur-Ion engine. It allows you to discard a card to place one Centur-Ion monster from your deck to your spell trap card zone. And it has the effect where when a monster is special summoned, you can Synchro Summon using monsters you control. So this allows you to Synchro Summon on your opponent's turn, which is the main gimmick of the Centur-Ion deck, but this card is so important for your Centur-Ion engine. It's full Centur-Ion combo, so we definitely maxed it out at 3 copies. Next up, 3 copies of Emblema Oath. It's a quick play spell. It is not a Centur-Ion card by name, so you can't search it. It will let you place a Centur-Ion monster from your deck to your spell and trap card zone, or it can place a Centur-Ion spell trap directly from your deck face down. So this can straight away set your stand up, which is what you're going to be doing in this deck. It can also place something like a Primera or Trudea. The only problem with this is that the monster that you place off of Emblema Oath, while that monster's on the field, you can only special summon Centur-Ion Synchros. But the main effect you're going to be using is to place the field spell, So 3 copies of Emblema Oath is really good. Next up, 1 copy of your Wake Up Centur-Ion and 1 copy of your Centur-Ion Phalanx. These are mainly combo pieces. Wake Up Centur-Ion, if you control a Centur-Ion monster in your spam top card zone, it allows you to special summon a level 4 or level 8 token, and whilst in the graveyard, you can banish it to dump any Centur-Ion card from your deck to grave. This can dump your Phalanx, which, whilst in the graveyard, you can banish it to target one of your Centur-Ion Synkron monsters and special summon it. But its main effect is that you can target a monster on the field, banish it until the next standby phase. So really good removal, and it can even be used as protection, allowing you to protect one of your Synkron monsters, and it will come back during the next turn. So these 2 cards, very important for your combos. And now onto the non-engine, 3 copies of Ash, very kind of generic, just really good hand trap in any deck. It's also a level 3 tuner, so that might have synergy going into some of your synchros. 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird, just a really strong hand trap in the meta. Next up, 3 copies of Mulcharmy Fuwalos. We do main deck this card because 1, it just really helps us going second. And we can also discard it off of stuff like our Centur-Ion Field Spell, and even our Bone Archfiend can just send us to grave. We can always find a use for it, even if we're not going second, we can always just pitch this card going first. So I think 3 copies of Fuwalos is really good. And finally, 1 Magnamhut and 1 Druiswurm. We're not running a full Bystial package in this deck. You can if you want, but I don't think that's necessary. I think running these 2 as disruptions is good enough, and they do have great synergy with your Centurion and your Red Archfiend stuff. But you can replace this with whatever you want. And for the final piece of non-engine, we have 1 Talents, just a fantastic card in the game, rounding out the deck to 45 cards. And now onto the extra deck. We have 3 copies of your Red Rising Dragon, a level 6 Synchro. When this card is summoned, you can target a Resonator monster in your graveyard and special summon it. This is not once per turn, so if you can summon multiple of these, you can use them to bring back multiple Resonator monsters from the graveyard to synchro climb into really big synchros. This is really good in bringing back stuff like your Crimson Resonator, and if the only cards you control are Crimson Resonator and Red Rising Dragon being a Dark Dragon synchro, Crimson Resonator can special summon 2 Resonators from the deck. So 3 copies of Red Rising Dragon. Next up, we have 1 copy of Scar Red Dragon Archfiend, and then 2 copies of the original Red Dragon Archfiend. So the original Red Dragon Archfiend, if it attacks into a monster, and that monster's in defense, it will destroy all defenseless monsters on the field, and during the end phase, you destroy all monsters you control if they did not attack this turn. But as long as this card isn't on the field, that effect won't happen, so you're going to be using up your Red Dragon Archfiend as synchro material to go into your stronger Red Dragon Archfiend synchro monsters. And then your Scar Red Dragon Archfiend always counts as Red Dragon Archfiend whilst on the field and in the grave, and if it's sent to grave, it allows you to special summon the original Red Dragon Archfiend straight from your extra deck, and if it's used as synchro material, you can destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. So, really cool. We only need the 1 copy, because if you bring this card back from the graveyard and send it to grave again, it still triggers special summoning a Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck, so you only need the 1 copy. So 1 copy of Scar Red and 2 copies of the original Red Dragon Archfiend. Next up, 1 Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while on the field and in the grave. And once per turn, you can destroy all monsters on the field with attack less than or equal to this card, and inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed. So really good for wiping the board, and actually very good against like Yumi. If you summon this and then use its effect, your opponent can chain all the Yumi effects they want, but on resolution, everything will still be destroyed because they're all so small, and you'll be able to inflict a bunch of damage to your opponent. So I think main decking this, even not as a time card, but just as like a good card against Yumi, is a pretty cool idea. So 1 copy of Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Next up, 1 copy of your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. It needs 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner Dark Synchro monster. So the only way you can really summon this is using a Red Dragon Archfiend and a level 1 tuner. But it has a very powerful effect. It has a quick effect, target 1 card in the field and negate its effect. So this card is just fantastic. Any card that's on the field, this card can negate. And it also has the effect where if it does battle damage, you can special summon a tuner monster from your grave. It doesn't come up too much, but in certain situations it can be helpful. But the main effect of just being able to target any card in the field and negate its effect, as a quick effect, is just so strong. So 1 copy of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Next up for level 10s, 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, and 1 Bystial Dis Pater. Bane also needs 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner Dark Dragon Synchro, so a bit hard to get out as well, but not impossible. Its effect is you can tribute 1 monster to special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend monster from your graveyard, and because it says Red Dragon Archfiend monster, you can bring back stuff like Abyss, or any card that doesn't count as Red Dragon Archfiend on its own. And if it does battle damage, you can special summon 2 tuners with the same level, one from your deck and one from your grave. Again, pretty niche, but it is interesting that I can do that. But its main effect to be able to bring back any Red Dragon Archfiend monster from the grave is really good. And next up, your Dis Pater, really good for your combos. It allows you to target one banished Light or Dark monster and special summon it. So you can also special summon from your opponent's banished monsters, but you'll mainly be using this to bring back your own banished cards. But it also has a really good effect on field, where if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can shuffle in one banished card into that player's deck. If you shuffle it into your own deck, you'll destroy the card, but if you shuffle it into your opponent's deck, you'll negate the card. So really good monster negate, great combo extender and end board piece. So I think both these cards are really good. And now finally onto the level 12 synchros, we have one copy of your Centur-Ion Auxila and one copy of your Legatia. Auxila is a generic Dark Dragon synchro, so this is the main way your Red Dragon Archfiend engine gets into your Centur-Ion engine, because on summon this card searches you any Centur-Ion card. This will mainly search your field spell, which sets up your Centur-Ion combo. But it also has the effect where while it's on the field, your face-up spell and traps cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is just amazing because stuff like your Crimson Gaia and your Red Zone will be face-up on the field, so this card will protect them. And it has another effect where during the end phase, you can place one Centur-Ion monster from your grave or banishment into your spell and trap card zone. So this card does so much, sets up your follow-up with your Centur-Ion cards, searches you anything, and protects all your back row, so just amazing. And your Legatia is another really strong card. You won't be summoning it on your own turn, you'll mainly be summoning it on your opponent's turn as a disruption. When it's summoned, you draw a card and then you can destroy the monster on your opponent's field with the highest attack. So it doesn't target and just destroys something, which is really cool. And it also gives you a free draw. So this card's really good. And it also has a similar effect to your Auxila, where during the end phase, you can place a Centur-Ion monster from your hand or grave to your spell and trap card zone. So these are the 2 Centur-Ion monsters you run. We don't run Primera Primus, mainly because it doesn't have enough synergy with the deck to be able to be used. It's a light level 8, so it's very hard to be able to use it. So all we need to run is the 1 copy of Auxila and the 1 copy of Legatia. Next up, 1 Crimson Dragon, and its 2 targets, 1 Red Supernova Dragon and 1 Cosmic Blazar Dragon. The Red Dragon Archfiend deck can already make Red Supernova Dragon in its combos, but a much easier way to summon this card would be using Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon is just a generic Synchro 12 that can target a Synchro monster on the field, and then special summon a Synchro monster from your extra deck with the same level. So this can target something like your Auxila, and then special summon a level 12 Synchro from the extra deck, which could be your Red Supernova Dragon or your Cosmic Blazar Dragon, and it counts as a Synchro summon, so you can pretty much cheat out both these monsters. So Red Supernova Dragon gains 500 attack for each tuner in your graveyard, so this monster can get up to a really huge attack, cannot be destroyed by card effects, and when your opponent activates a monster effect or declares an attack, you can banish this card to banish all cards your opponent controls. This effect isn't once per turn, so if you bring this card back off of something like a Red Zone, if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can just do it again and banish their whole field. So this card is very strong. And Cosmic Blazar Dragon is equally as strong, has 3 different effects. If your opponent activates a card or effect, you can banish this card to negate the effect and destroy it. If your opponent would summon a monster, you can negate the summon and destroy the card. And if your opponent would declare an attack, you can banish this card to end the battle phase, which is really cool. This card also comes back when you use this effect, so it comes back during the end phase. So these cards are just fantastic, so definitely run them in the deck. Alright, that's it for the deck profile. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really happy with how this deck turned out. I think it's really cool. I think the Centur-Ion engine adds so much to Red Dragon Archfiend. I think the 2 decks have great synergy, and I think the combos this deck can do is just insane. It's such a fun kind of wombo combo deck, getting up crazy synchro boards, so I just think it's awesome. But let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any ideas or suggestions, let me know. If you're looking to buy this deck, we have a TCG player affiliate link in the description. Using that link to buy cards directly supports the channel and helps us keep up the content. If you also want to support the channel, we do have memberships. Special shoutouts to all of our members, Ronil, Jojo TCGs, John Cran, Vex, and Kingslayer111. Thank you all so much for the support. And again, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more content.